In our modern, hyper-connected world, we are drowning in a sea of noise. Not just auditory noise, but the relentless chatter of social media, the constant ping of notifications, the pressure to have an opinion on everything, and the expectation to fill every silence with words. We have, unfortunately, lost the ancient and profound art of silence. But what if the times we consciously choose not to speak were just as potent, just as communicative, and just as strong as the times we do? What profound power are we leaving untapped by fearing the quiet? This is not a new question. It is one that the Stoics, philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome, explored with incredible depth. Stoicism is far more than just grinning and bearing it. It is a practical philosophy designed to teach mastery of the self through reason, virtue, and emotional resilience. It provides a powerful framework for understanding not just what to say, but, more importantly, when to say nothing at all. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, offered a timeless piece of wisdom: we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. Another Stoic, Aristo, said it even more bluntly: it is better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. This simple, vivid metaphor forces a moment of self-reflection. How many times have we stumbled with our words, saying something in haste, in anger, or in pride, and wished desperately we could take it back? That regret is the pain of the tripping tongue. Stoicism doesn't just teach us to avoid these missteps, it offers a proactive path. We owe it to ourselves to reclaim silence not as a void or a weakness, but as a deliberate tool for personal growth, inner peace, and immense strength. Imagine navigating life's inevitable challenges not with reactive emotion, but with a calm, unshakable confidence, a confidence born from the knowledge that your silence can speak volumes more than any hastily chosen words ever could. Stoic philosophy reframes silence. It is not merely the absence of speech, it is a deeply intentional response, carefully chosen. It is an active, potent force, a strategic tool that can diffuse conflict, shield you from harm, provide space for profound understanding, and project an aura of unwavering strength. But when, exactly, should we wield this tool? Let us journey together to discover 9 key situations where embracing Stoic silence is not only wise but truly transformative. As we explore these lessons, consider how integrating this practice might fundamentally alter your interactions and your inner landscape. What if you could end a heated argument not with a winning retort, but with a calm, measured silence that drains it of all hostility? What deeper truths about your own feelings and thoughts might a purposeful pause reveal? Come with us as we unearth the potent power of knowing when to hold your tongue, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Number 1. When being criticized unfairly. To be criticized unfairly is to be handed a test of character. The Stoic sees this not as a personal attack, but as a unique opportunity to demonstrate integrity and fortitude. The core of this ancient wisdom lies in a fundamental distinction, perfectly captured by the philosopher King Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. The criticism itself is neutral. The sting, the hurt, the anger, these are your creations, your judgments about the event. You hold the power to change that judgment. Consider this: you lead a critical project at work. It is the result of months of diligent effort. Your boss, perhaps under stress or misinformed, criticizes it harshly and publicly in a way that feels grossly unfair. The immediate, visceral reaction is to defend, to rebut, to list every hour of sacrificed sleep. But the Stoic response is different. It is to pause. To breathe. To internally recite the maxim of Epictetus: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This silence is your shield. It allows you to calmly dissect the feedback. Is there a sliver of useful truth buried in the hyperbole? If so, accept it and learn from it. Is it entirely baseless? Then dismiss it, understanding that it reflects the critic's state of mind, not your worth or capability. By not responding immediately, you maintain your composure and professional dignity. Prevent the escalation of a potentially damaging conflict. Allow your actions and results to ultimately defend you, which is far more powerful than your words. This strategic silence is not passive, it is an active demonstration of self-control. It transforms a potential battlefield into a showcase of your inner strength and philosophical commitment. As Marcus Aurelius also advised, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By responding to pettiness with grace, you reveal not their weakness, but your own formidable strength. Number 2, in the midst of boasts and braggadocio. We have all been in that social situation, someone is holding court, relentlessly boasting about their achievements, possessions, or network. The insecure impulse is to counter their bravado with our own accomplishments, to win a game we never wanted to play. Stoicism teaches us the power of restraint. By choosing quiet, you preserve your energy and allow the boaster's own words to reveal their character. This approach not only protects your integrity but also positions you as someone secure in their own worth, needing no external validation. The Roman Stoic Seneca illuminated this with his advice on benefits and interactions. He who does not wish to be outnumbered by greater benefits should not return one benefit with another, he should return many at once. Translated to this context, do not respond to empty boasts with your own words. Respond with the quiet grace of your actions and the substance of your character. Your silent, confident presence becomes the many benefits that outnumber their hollow claims. Ask yourself, how often do you feel compelled to match someone else's story of success with one of your own? What might happen if you instead chose to listen fully, acknowledging their tale with a simple nod or a genuine smile, while remaining steadfastly focused on your own virtues and goals? This stoic silence creates an atmosphere where you can thrive based on authentic self-worth, not comparative measurement. Number 3, when anger threatens to overwhelm you. Anger is a fire, it feels powerful and consuming, but it burns the one who holds it most fiercely. In the heat of the moment, silence is the cool water that prevents the blaze from spreading. Epictetus, a former slave who became a towering Stoic teacher, gave direct counsel: keep silence for the most part, and speak only when you must, and then briefly. Imagine, a colleague's careless mistake undoes hours of your work. Your first instinct is to lash out, to make them feel the frustration you feel. But what is the outcome of that? Damaged relations, guilt, and likely more problems to solve. Now, imagine choosing silence. That pause, whether it's taking a deep breath, walking away for 5 minutes, or simply counting to 10, is not surrender. It is a strategic retreat to higher ground. It gives you time to let the initial storm of emotion pass and to engage your rational mind. Marcus Aurelius asked himself, how much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? The consequences of an angry outburst are almost always far worse than the initial provocation. That pause of silence allows you to choose a response aligned with your best self, perhaps a calm, direct conversation about how to fix the problem and prevent it next time. This practice safeguards your peace and leads to more effective, virtuous outcomes. Number 4, amidst the whispers of unfounded rumors. Rumors are like weeds, they thrive on attention. To engage with them, to deny them, to fight them, is to water them. Stoicism advises us to starve them of the oxygen they crave. Consider the historical example of Galileo Galilei. Faced with the immense ignorance and powerful opposition of the Church for his heliocentric views, he was eventually silenced. Yet, his strategic silence during his trial and house arrest was not an admission of guilt. It was a powerful, dignified stance. He knew the truth of his discoveries did not require his constant defense, it would, in time, speak for itself. And it did. Marcus Aurelius's insight is key here: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You cannot control what others say about you. You can only control your reaction. By refusing to engage with unfounded rumors, you deny them credibility and energy. Protect your peace from the chaos of gossip. Let the consistency of your character and actions over time serve as the only rebuttal you need. Your silent dignity in the face of whispers becomes a testament to your integrity, demonstrating that you are far above the fray. Number 5. When grieving a profound loss. Grief creates a silence of its own, a hollow, aching quiet that we often rush to fill with noise, explanations, or distractions. Stoicism offers a different path, to not fear this silence, but to inhabit it, to use it as a sacred space for healing and reflection. The Stoics believe that loss and love are inextricably linked parts of the natural cycle of life. Seneca, in a letter consoling a friend, wrote, "The day which we fear as our last is but the birthday of eternity." This is not to diminish the pain of loss, but to frame it within a larger, more accepting context. The writer C.S. Lewis, in his raw memoir A Grief Observed Following His Wife's Death, embodied a Stoic struggle without even calling it that. He wrote, "The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before." He didn't run from the silence of his loss, he plunged into it, using his writing to explore every corner of his despair and, ultimately, to find a path through it. This Stoic silence is contemplative. It is the courage to sit with your pain, to acknowledge it fully without being destroyed by it. It is in this quiet acceptance that we process, we remember, and we slowly begin to integrate our loss into our ongoing lives, finding meaning and strength we never knew we had. Number 6. When confronted with blatant ignorance. Arguing with a deeply ignorant but highly confident person is like playing chess with a pigeon. It will knock over the pieces, strut around the board, and believe it has won. The Stoic knows this game is unwinnable and chooses not to play. The key is to understand that you cannot control another person's knowledge or willingness to learn. Your energy is precious and should not be wasted on futile debates. Epictetus warned, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Your silence in the face of ignorance is not an endorsement of their views. It is a conscious preservation of your own time and tranquility. It is a graceful exit from a pointless conflict. Sometimes, the most powerful statement you can make is to simply not engage, thereby refusing to grant the ignorance a platform or legitimacy. This silent dismissal speaks volumes about your discernment and self-respect. Number 7. When you are tempted to gossip or judge. This is where Stoic silence turns inward, acting as a guard at the door of your own lips. Gossip and harsh judgment are toxic not only to the target but to the one who speaks them. They pollute your character and create a mindset of negativity and superiority. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to be better. Ask yourself, how does this appear to the gods? Who doesn't prefer harmony to discord, kindness to malice? Choosing silence when tempted to gossip is a direct exercise in virtue. It is a commitment to kindness, justice, and wisdom. It builds self-discipline. Before speaking about another, ask the Stoic question, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If the answer to any is no, embrace the silence. This practice purifies your character and ensures your words, when you do choose to speak, carry weight and integrity. Number 8. When witnessing injustice you cannot immediately change. This is a nuanced and profound application of silence. Stoicism does not advocate for passive acceptance of injustice. Rather, it advocates for strategic, effective action. Often, the most powerful first step is not a loud, emotional outcry, but a silent, focused, and determined gathering of strength. Think of Nelson Mandela. His 27 years of imprisonment were a form of enforced silence for the world outside. But he was not silent in himself. He was studying, planning, building alliances, and forging the resilience that would eventually dismantle apartheid. He embodied the Stoic maxim to bear and forbear, to endure hardship without complaint and to restrain himself from counterproductive rage. His silent endurance became a symbol louder than any speech. It built immense moral authority. This teaches us that silence can be the calm before the storm of righteous action. It is the space used to plan, to understand the levers of power, and to ensure that when you do act, your actions are profound, effective, and virtuous, not just noisy. Number 9, when receiving an insult. An insult is only powerful if it finds a home in your insecurities. The Stoic goal is to fortify your mind so that insults simply bounce off, finding nothing to latch onto. Epictetus provides the ultimate reframe. If someone speaks badly of you, do not defend yourself against the accusations, but against the charge of thinking that this is a bad thing for you. The insult itself is nothing. Your belief that it can harm you is everything. Mahatma Gandhi, influenced by these principles, mastered this art. He was insulted, mocked, and physically assaulted countless times. His response was often profound silence and continued action. This non-reactive stance disarmed his opponents and magnified his message of peaceful resistance. By meeting an insult with silence, you demonstrate that the other person's opinion has no power over your self-worth. You refuse to hand them the remote control to your emotions. This silent indifference is the ultimate display of inner security and power. Number 10, when someone else is speaking and needs to be heard. In an age waiting for its turn to talk, the act of genuine listening is a radical and profound form of silence. Stoicism teaches us the virtue of attending fully to others, not merely as a pause before we interject, but as a sincere effort to understand. This practice aligns with the Stoic concept of oikeiosis, a sense of belonging and duty to our common humanity. Epictetus advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Your silent, attentive presence is a gift. It validates the other person's experience and creates a space for genuine connection. It is in this silence that you gather true understanding, which allows any subsequent response you give to be infinitely more thoughtful, empathetic, and useful. By mastering the silence of listening, you practice justice, giving them their due, and kindness, and you often learn more than you would have by speaking. Number 11. When you are tempted to make a promise you cannot keep. The Stoic values integrity above all. Your word is your bond, and to break it is to damage your character. In moments of enthusiasm, pressure, or a desire to please, we can be tempted to commit to things that are beyond our control or capacity. The disciplined silence here is the pause before the vow. It is the courage to say, "Let me consider that carefully before I give you my answer," rather than offering an immediate, and ultimately empty, yes. This silence is an act of profound respect, for yourself, for the other person, and for the truth. Marcus Aurelius diligently reflected on the nature of his commitments. By refusing to make rash promises, you protect your peace from future anxiety and your reputation from the stain of failure. You ensure that when you do speak a promise, it is ironclad, because you have used silence to weigh its true cost. Number 12, when you are about to reveal a confidence. Trust is a sacred currency. To be entrusted with a secret is to be handed a piece of someone's vulnerability. The temptation to share it, to feel the momentary importance of being the bearer of exclusive news, is a test of your loyalty and self-control. Stoic silence in this instance is the guardian of friendship. It is the active choice to fortify trust rather than betray it for a moment of social capital. Seneca spoke to the core of friendship. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in 2 bodies. Betraying a confidence is a fracture in that soul. Choosing silence honors the bond and proves your character is reliable. It demonstrates that you control your tongue, not that your tongue controls you. In holding your peace, you build a reputation as a person of immense integrity, someone to whom confidences are safe. Number 13, when you have already said enough. Knowing when to stop is a masterclass in wisdom and impact. Often, we dilute a powerful point by continuing to talk, over-explaining, justifying, or repeating ourselves. This can stem from insecurity, a need for validation, or a lack of awareness. The Stoic knows that a point made with clarity and concision is far more potent than one buried under a mountain of words. After you have delivered your core message, embrace the strategic silence that follows. Let your words hang in the air, allowing them to be absorbed and contemplated. This silence projects confidence and commands respect. It shows you are secure in the value of what you've said and do not need to desperately seek approval. As the Roman poet Quintus Ennius said, a maxim the Stoics would endorse, "I often regretted my speech, never my silence." Know that your well-chosen words are enough, and have the discipline to let them stand alone. Number 14. When you are learning something new, the cup must be empty to be filled. A mind constantly chattering with its own opinions, judgments, and prepared responses is closed to truly receiving new information. The silence of the student is the most fertile ground for growth. Epictetus, a teacher, understood this: it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Approach new subjects, teachers, and experiences with a beginner's mind, a mindful, open, and quiet receptivity. Suspend your internal commentary and simply absorb. This humble, silent posture is not a lack of intelligence, it is the highest form of intellectual respect and the fastest path to genuine understanding. You cannot learn while you are talking. Number 15. To cultivate your inner citadel. Finally, the most important silence is the one you cultivate daily for yourself. The Stoics were adamant about the need for regular introspection and meditation. This is not a silence in reaction to the world, but a proactive silence to fortify yourself against the world. Marcus Aurelius began his meditations with a list of what he learned from others, but the entire book is a testament to what he learned in silence, from himself. This practice is how you build your inner citadel, an unshakable core of peace that external chaos cannot penetrate. This daily silent reflection is where you examine your impressions, align your actions with your virtues, review your day, and prepare your mind for the challenges to come. It is in this quiet communion with yourself that you strengthen your reason, temper your desires, and remember what truly matters. This is the foundation upon which all other Stoic silences are built. Conclusion: integrating the wisdom of silence. We have journeyed through 9 pivotal moments where Stoic silence provides a path to greater peace, strength, and effectiveness. From the sting of unfair criticism to the heat of anger, from the whispers of rumors to the pain of grief, the conscious choice to embrace quiet is a transformative practice. It is the practical application of Marcus Aurelius's command: waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. B1. Let us carry this wisdom forward. Let us practice the deep strength found in knowing when to speak and when to listen, when to engage and when to observe. Let us use thoughtful silence to build a life of greater peace, happiness, and virtuous impact. The next time you feel the impulse to react, remember the power of the pause. Embrace the Stoic art of silence, and discover how this ancient practice can profoundly improve your modern life.